The story you're about to hear is true. Well, for the most part. The names have not been changed because none of us are innocent. Some names we just made up, and those we made up were never actually there. But this story would be much shorter without them.
I'm a detective assigned to the Biblical Investigation Division, Babylon Bureau. My name is Job Thursday. Bad people do bad things, and the longer they do bad things, the more I investigate. I'm a law enforcement professional. This is a hard city and a hard time, filled with hard men. My partner, Frank and Honest, and I are in pursuit of facts. Just the facts.
Dragnet, Daniel, Darius, and the Den. We consulted original documents in this case and invite you to journey with our creative team who admit they fabricated details of a scone business and a camel rental facility. Inspired by descriptions in the original documents, we share the story of the Den from the beginning to conclusion. This is just one story of biblical detectives deployed.
It was Tuesday, August 12th. 1:15 p.m. It was a hot summer day in Babylon. I had a lunch of pastrami on rye, and Frank had egg salad on sourdough. We each had soda of an unnamed brand. We aren't being paid for product placement, but the liquid was cola in flavor. It's possible I've said too much already. Before I could get to describing the crunchy deliciousness of the chips, the phone mercifully rang. Thursday. Biblical detective. The verdict is in. Guilty. Use the word sham. We'll be right over.
Who was that?
Didn't get a name. Bring the chips. It's a long walk. An unnamed and concerned citizen was on hand when the subject was taken into custody. Frank had the brilliant idea to start our investigation with her.
What's your name, ma'am?
Bernice Clovis. And you are?
Frank and Honest.
We'll see about that.
You say you saw the incident, Miss Clovis?
That's true. I saw government troops enter his home and they just took him away without so much as a how do you do.
Did you know the man?
And who are you?
I'm Job Thursday.
Pleased to meet you. In answer to your question, sure.
Do you have a name?
I'm sorry. I thought I introduced myself. Bernice Clovis. Thought I'd give you a way of saying names a try. Kind of strange. Bernice Clovis. It's like Bernice is my first and middle name.
You're like talking to a mirror, ma'am. But do you know his name?
Whose name?
The man who was recently vacated from his home.
Oh! His name is Daniel.
No, not the bagel vendor.
No, this was a different Daniel. This is the guy that's second in command of the government. I think those other fellas were jealous of him.
The facts, ma'am. Only the facts.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What do you mean, Miss Clovis?
Well, I was watching some of the other government bigwigs. You know, those fellas that go by the unofficial title Muckety Mucks. And they were talking about a new law they were convincing the king to sign.
Perhaps a case of coercion?
No rushing to judgment, Frank. Please, Miss Clovis. Continue.
They seemed rather pleased with themselves. Well, they were taking up all the spaces at Chadzee's coffee and scones, which didn't please Daniel.
The second in command?
No, the bagel salesman. Anyway, I heard those fellas say that they couldn't wait to see Daniel, the government fella, break the king's new law. Imagine that! They wanted him to.
Sounds like the officials were convinced that Daniel would break the law.
We call what they were doing a stakeout, ma'am.
Stakeout, eh? I call it entrapment. Anyway, those men were sitting there salivating like they just ordered a loaded scone from Chadzee's when Daniel came out on the balcony.
What happened then?
What happened? Maybe you missed the fact that Daniel was taken away?
So, he broke the law?
If you call prayer breaking the law, then that's a fact. Daniel broke the law.
Praying?
Praying.
Praying?
Praying. Am I in a canyon? Yes, Daniel was praying. He does that every day, you know.
Morning?
Yes.
Noon?
That's right.
At night?
I think you get the picture. Yes, morning, noon, and night already.
Hey, Job, I don't think I got the memo on this new law.
Looks like more investigation is needed, Frank. Thanks, Miss Clovis.
Sure thing. I hate to see a guy like that in trouble. He seems like such a good man.
We checked the police blotter and discovered that Daniel, the second in command and not the bagel proprietor, had indeed been arrested. So we went to the local palace and spoke with a certain Nabu, head of human relations.
Yeah, what do you fellas need? Wait, what department are you with?
We're police professionals. We have some questions.
Oh, all right. Nabu, at your service. Just know I don't have all day. There's been a shake-up at the top, and I need to advertise the position ASAP, if you know what I mean.
As soon as possible.
Looks like you know what I mean.
That open position is what we're here to talk about.
You gotta wait until it's advertised.
No, we're not here to apply. We're trying to piece together why this position became available.
Look, all I know is the king was asked by some of the governing council to enact a law. He said, sure, and then he signed it.
It became law.
Well, if you're into facts, sure. Kings can make those kind of decisions, all willy-nilly, you know.
Is there an appeals process?
Nope, one strike and you're out.
Did the king know what he was signing?
You'd have to ask him. But the way he looked this morning made me think that he thought he made a mistake. And that takes some thinking, if you catch my drift.
I have no idea what you're thinking, and that's a fact. We deal in facts, you know.
So I've heard.
Come on, Frank. Thanks, Naboo. Don't leave town. We may have more questions.
Leave town? I'm so far behind I'll never have time for a vacation, if you catch my meaning.
You're too busy to take time off.
Yeah, you caught my meaning.
Using open records laws, we were able to obtain recordings of the government work session that included the signing of the new law. Back at HQ...
That stands for headquarters.
I think they probably knew that.
Just trying to be factual.
Fair enough. Back at HQ, we listened to the recording.
Oh, King Darius, live forever. That's highly unlikely. What I know is what you're expected to say. Which, of course, is why we say it. What's on the agenda?
There is a ribbon cutting at A. Hughes Camel Detailing and Tent Repair.
Send Daniel. He's my second, you know.
Oh, wise king, benevolent king, honest and esteemed king.
I know the sound of groveling when I hear it, and I've heard it. What exactly do you want?
All we ever do is seek your good, my king.
Not sure that's factual, but do go on. I like some good flattery.
You are the most important man in the kingdom.
That's fact, not flattery.
You command respect from all men, great and small.
More facts. Go on. Well, King, we think that because you are so wise and caring, that's the word that comes to mind, people would find great joy in praying only in your name. Say, you might be onto something, or it might be an incredibly horrible, no good, and rather devious idea. But I must say your pre-planned flattery has had its intended effect. It moved me to the core. Pray to King Darius. I can see it now. We should get flyers made, start a social media campaign, send out a herald.
We took the liberty of hiring one, your majesty.
Pray to King Darius. He means it this time. Those found in violation of this law will face the punishment of... what did you guys decide on? Oh, I don't know, maybe a night in the King's Lions Den?
Brilliant. That will certainly motivate the masses.
So, you'll sign it?
All I need is a pen. Quick, I don't have all day. Oh, well, your wish is my command, King. Mr. Darius, your highness?
To finish a thought I began a few lines ago and live to be interrupted. Those found in violation of this law will face a punishment of a night in the Den of Lions.
By appealing to the king's ego, his advisors got their law passed.
All they had to do was wait for Daniel to, in fact, break the law.
They knew he would.
Miss Clovis, what brings you to headquarters?
A camel named Blot. That animal has a temper. Sometimes he spits.
They have been known to do that.
What business brings you to headquarters?
Oh, I gotta pay some taxes.
The tax division would be on the 3rd floor. Second door on your right. Just ask for Gula. She has a temper, but rarely spits.
Well, ain't that lucky? Thanks, Frank. By the way, any word on Daniel?
Make way. The Honourable King Darius has been obliged to sentence his second-in-command, Daniel, to the den of lions. And yes, that proclamation is a fact, for those who would ask if not stated overtly. Fact, Frank. Fact. They appear hungry, and a few shades of surly. Not sure if they spit.
In a tragic miscarriage of justice, it appeared we wouldn't be able to rescue Daniel. But we still needed to investigate the rest of the story.
We caught up with King Darius in his official chambers.
What have I done?
Excuse me.
You're not with the media, are you?
No, I'm Job.
And I'm Frank.
Law enforcement?
Our reputation precedes us.
No. Actually, it was the badge.
We do try to keep them polished, sir.
Could you put them away? I think I'm going blind.
My apologies.
That's better.
You passed a law recently that sentenced your second-in-command to a night in your lion's den.
Don't remind me.
Is a lack of a reminder a command? Or do I have a choice?
What?
I mean, you didn't pass a law on not reminding you, did you? It would probably have a negative effect on my ability to investigate using techniques learned at the academy, sir.
No, it's not law. What do you want to know?
Wow, I dodged a lion's tooth there. Didn't you know this new law would adversely affect Daniel?
Those other men, advisors, creepy bad dudes, they made it seem like such a good idea. I did not think things through very well. By the time they brought Daniel to me, there was nothing I could do but send him to the lion's den.
Who keeps a lion's den anyway?
Apparently I do.
Does that come in a kit?
I don't think so.
I'm sure it's a fine tax shelter and a sensible expenditure, King Darius.
I wish I'd never created that den. I wish I'd never signed the law. I wish Daniel was free.
5:56 a.m. Frank and I had been up all night going over the facts in this case. Jealousy was apparently the motive that caused certain government officials to purposefully entrap a fellow official into praying, something he had always done.
Do you have proof, Job?
Here, take a listen, Frank.
We can't seem to find anything that he does wrong. Bums me out.
I know. He seems much wiser than us.
I don't like him very much.
That does seem factual.
This trio framed a proposed law that appealed to the king's pride. He signed it, they caught Daniel breaking this new law, and they swooped in. Like carrion on a deceased, sun-ripened warthog.
King Darius did seem to be frustrated with his role in this plot.
While he certainly wasn't innocent, he was the only one among his officials who didn't want to see Daniel hurt.
King Darius will be making his way to the lion's den. You are requested to join him.
I don't know. It's almost time for breakfast.
Wait. My apologies. I misread the message. You are required to join him. Requested, required. Not too far apart.
Except for what they mean.
Yes, admittedly. My bad.
We made our way past the local camel rental place. What's it called, Frank?
Ahu's Camel Detailing and Tent Repair.
And they rent, too?
They call it diversification, Job.
Fact?
Fact.
I don't know why I always forget they rent, Frank. You know, rolling off the tongue the way it does.
Ahu's Camel Detailing and Tent Repair. It doesn't really roll off the tongue that well, Job. Still no mention of rentals.
Then we passed Chadzee's coffee. And Bernice's house.
Hello, officers. Going somewhere? Can I join you?
I'm sure I can't stop you, Bernice. Just stay back when we get to the lion's den. No telling what we may find there.
On my honor, Job. When you tell me to stop, I'm staying put. Not another step.
And she did follow us, but had to be convinced to stop.
Really? Right here? No further? What if I took just one more step? I think the view would be better over there.
Look, there's a line in the sand. Don't cross it.
We can't take her anywhere.
That's a fact. The den was close enough we could have heard the beasts, if they were roaring. But all was quiet. Unnaturally quiet.
Daniel! Daniel! Has the God you pray to been able to save you from the lion's den?
He has, King Darius.
So, you are safe?
I am.
Daniel confirmed he is, in fact, safe.
That does save me a question. Still, I'm writing this one down. It's one for the books.
It's 9:47 a.m., and we've allowed Daniel time to pray before our debriefing. Sure, we're tired, but the events of the past 24 hours have left us with questions, and we aren't willing to wait for answers.
Good morning.
I know you're probably tired, Daniel, but we need
Actually, I slept very well last night.
Excuse me?
Last night?
In a lion's den.
It's a fact. I can understand why you might think it would be poor conditions for sleep, but even before I was tossed into the pit, I prayed that God would protect me. It was no surprise when he did.
How exactly did he protect you, Daniel?
His angels came and closed the mouths of the lions. The animals calmed down, and I was able to rest among them until the king came for me this morning.
What did you do this morning?
Well, before I was helped out of the den, I expressed gratitude to the God who saved me. I respect the king. I value his leadership. But I know that when I pray to the God of heaven and not to an earthly king.
And I now know that too, Daniel. At least I am learning. Unlike you, I did not sleep well last night, wondering if this God you prayed to could really save you. I was hoping he would.
And as you can see, he did. O king, I do not wish to hurt you in any way, but you are attempting to steal from God when you insist that you are worth more than he is, and that prayer should be spoken in your name and not his.
Well, consider this my teachable moment. I am terribly sorry.
Can I write down the word remorse? It just sounds more impressive, and I know how to spell it.
Yes, that's fine. And factual.
I do love that word.
The story you have just heard is true. Certain elements have been dramatized to make the story fit the structure of this tale. The names have not been changed because no one is innocent. Although we really have no idea about Bernice Clovis, the Herald, or Daniel, the bagel merchant.
Anyone up for a scone?
Or Chadzee, for that matter. Say, anyone notice that Bernice just kind of floats in and out of here like a soap bubble?
I noticed. Repeatedly.
Does he always talk that loud?
Yes, I do.
Annoying.
That's a fact, ma'am.
Once Daniel was safely extracted from the lion's den, the jealous leaders who wanted Daniel out of the way were judged, and their punishment was the same as Daniel's. But because they didn't pray and didn't believe in God, their sentence means they will not be returning for any follow-up interviews. I'm Job Thursday, and I work in the Biblical Investigation Division, currently occupying space in the Babylon Bureau.
I make a law that all those under my rule are to fear and shake before the God of Daniel. For he is a living God, and he lives forever. His nation will never be destroyed, and his rule will last forever. He saves and brings men out of danger, and shows his great power in heaven and on earth. And he has saved Daniel from the power of the lions.
God did that.
Yes, God did that.
Did you hear the news?
Yeah, God did that. Kinda hard to miss.
That's a
fact. Yes, we know already.
Hi, this is show creator Glenn Haskell. Hope you've enjoyed today's program. Now, I've always appreciated Dragnet, mostly because I watched reruns on late-night TV. I was struck with the deadpan delivery, fast speaking, commitment to truth, justice, and all things patriotic. I've always wanted to emulate the series and have chosen this biblical story to give it a shot. Ultimately, there were more cast members willing than I had available parts, which is to say there were a lot of great talent that I had to place in a holding pattern for other projects, and there are more coming out. It's always fun to work with so many that I admire and respect, and this project includes both for me. Of course, we need listeners, and since you're here, let me just say thanks. Let's get to the cast list. Those who helped me tell this story include Frank Yulee as announcer, Nathan Marlette as Job, Tom Chalker as Frank, Glenn Haskell as King Darius, Joe Stopko as Daniel, Ben Stevens as Government Official 1, J.D. Sutter as Government Official 2, Dominic Treese as Government Official 3, Rebecca Bradford as Bernice, Jonathan Cook as Naboo, and Peter Pizzari as the Herald. Dragnet, Daniel, Darius, and the Den. Written and produced by Glenn Haskell. Copyright 2023. All rights reserved.
But the events of the past 24 hours have left us with... That's not that hard to say. Just say it.